Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you tonight. It is October 19th. This happens to be Wednesday evening. Great to be with you again. You know how we roll every single week. We start with the Saturday and we end on the Friday with the new master topic every Saturday. All right, if you're new to IFYL, just go to your phone app. Take it and point it to the QR code on the screen. Click on the little yellow link. Take it on my link tree, just like that. You'll see John's Daily National Day video, JCM Academy TikTok, new John C. Morley's recent articles. And that is really, really cool. You definitely want to check that out. Some more great articles are coming out later this week, so definitely stay tuned for all that great information. All right, ladies and gentlemen, when we think about, being motivated and stuff like that, I know sometimes it can sound like a daunting task, but the most important thing is to believe that you can do it, and you will. All right. Thanks so much for popping in. I appreciate you guys like you can't believe, and I hope that you're getting a lot of value out of this. First, I want to also welcome our friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates that have been with us for so very long. Thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate the fact that you've been watching for so long and that you've been telling many of the people you care about so much in your life about IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. I hope some of the new people that are joining us for the first time or first few times will make the choice to commit and watch and share the show. Let's get into that master topic, shall we? How to see the glass half full instead of half empty. All right. So when we think about the glass, right, we think about this glass. It might be saying, John, this sounds a little bit crazy, but it's not crazy. And something interesting, if you notice when I hold the glass up, it actually is able to take the image on the screen and it basically distorts so you can see it back into the photo, which is kind of cool. All right, so being at the top of your game requires you to always see the glass half full. There will be people in your life, I'm not going to lie to you, that, let's say, do not see the glass half full. They just don't see it like that. And when they don't see it like that, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Why are they doing this? Well, they're doing it because they feel that, the glass is always bad for them, right? And people that have a negative attitude in life tend to contaminate other people. This is why whenever there's a problem in the workforce, I'm sure you've heard this before, we want to nip it in the bud. And if we can't, then it's time to get rid of that person because we can't afford to have any bit of negative energy spread around the workforce. I think that's really, what it comes down to if we want to be, sure about things. And being someone that is focused on seeing the glass half full will really help your life go far. So let's talk a little more about this glass. I'm going to have a little glass of water. Seeing the glass half full, not half empty. So that's a perspective, right? That's a perception. And that perception, ladies and gentlemen, will be like a filter, because that's what a perception is. A perception is nothing more than a filter. So let's pretend for a moment that you had, let's say, maybe you mix some stuff together, right? And you want to get out all the thick stuff so that only the thin stuff just passes right through. So you put it through a strainer, and you'll see there's a lot of sludge and other stuff on top, right? And it doesn't come through. You could do it again and still keep making sure it keeps getting refined, maybe 2 or 3 times, and you'll see that you have, a very pure liquid coming out. But I think when we think about perspectives, we don't think of them a lot of times as filters. And I think that happens for the main reason that when we have a perspective, we think it's how we see something, and that's correct. However, a perspective is more than how we see something. It's a filter. So isn't that what a filter is? Well, yes and no. Filters can basically remove certain objects, substances, so that things are, leaner when they are at the other end. Perspective deals with how we see the world. Okay, a filter doesn't deal with how we see it, but it actually is active. And if something's in there, it can get involved. So they're very similar, but understanding a filter means that you know that there's things that are not going to get through to you. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually an amazing thing. And the more that you embrace the spirit and how this works, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that actually worked like that. Yeah, you can't believe that it actually worked like that, but it really did work like that. And so when we think about filters, maybe we'll think about colors, right? Maybe we'll think about things like that, but maybe we won't think about filters. Maybe we'll think about something else. And I think that happens for one main reason. It happens because people gravitate toward something. And when they gravitate towards something, they filter out things, but don't even know that they're filtering things out. And this is why sometimes people miss success. It's because they're being programmed and they have this code that's executing in their mind, and they think it's a great thing for them, but really what it's doing is it's keeping them from their goals. It's keeping them from achieving their goals. Now imagine if there was something installed in you to keep you healthy and keep you alive and keep you well, but then in the same breath, that also was preventing you from reaching your goals. I mean, that would be pretty frustrating, wouldn't it? It would. So you might say to me, John, well, why does that happen? I'll tell you why it happens. It happens because we believe that the program that we're getting is the right thing. But a lot of times it's not the right thing. Right? It's not the right thing. Perspective. If we put a filter over, let's say, a photo, right? What are the different types of, let's say, photo filters? And this might make me be able to explain this to you, let's say, a little bit better, all right? Filters can do a lot of cool things, right? So you can have a before filter, which is basically we always look at it before putting the filter on, and then we have the after filter. So some filters will make somebody look better, give better lighting, right? If we were to think right now of the popular photo filters, what are they? Well, I think we would be talking about light. We'd be talking about shadows, okay? We'd be talking about certain types of light, whether we want to change that color of the light, right? And despite what some technos may assume, filters for photography are still a bread and butter in any photographer's kit or bag. It may be true that many of the old colored filters are kind of close to film photography, are not needed anymore. But there are some that are needed, and this is because we have really sophisticated editing software. But there's still optical filters that produce effects that software really can't replicate. Okay? Filters do all kinds of things. And I think when you have a chance to play with a filter and you can see how it blocks certain light, it refracts certain light. That's not something you can do with your software. I don't care how good you are at editing. But imagine a filter be existing in your brain, and that filter was preventing you from executing your goals. Or the filter was just sabotaging you sometimes, right? Why? Because we get so comfortable with where we are, and we don't think that we need to make a change. But in actuality, we really do need to make the change. So I think sometimes changes are scary, they're uncomfortable, and we all know that many people don't like things that are uncomfortable. That's why people don't like change. They don't want to be dealing with the fact that something might be different than what we expect it to be. Right, what we expect it to be. So a filter is a way of getting rid of certain things or adding certain things to a certain situation. Now, don't just think about it in film, but in film, it makes it very easy. If I put a certain lens filter on and I shoot with the camera, I can suddenly use it as a prism effect, or I can use it so I have 3 people or 2 people. So there are different lenses that will do that automatically, and it can give you some really cool effects that you really can't do in editing software. They won't look very natural. Thus, when you know that something's blocking you from getting somewhere, you have to figure out why something is blocking you. And then what could you do to change that? Now, you might be saying, well, John, that's there for my own good. Well, yeah, there's a lot that's there for your own good. However, there's a lot that was put there not by you. It was programmed by friends, colleagues, associates, partners, your family, because they believe they know what's best for you. And although they believe that, as you get older, you need to be making decisions on your own. You need to be believing things. I'm going to leave it there tonight. I've shared a lot with you, but I want to leave you with one thing, and that is the fact that think of a filter in your life like a filter on a camera. When the filter is screwed onto the camera, or when the filter is enabled in your body, whether you know about it or not, it either blocks or permits certain things to come through. If you know what the expectation of the filter is, then you know what to expect. But if you don't know what the expectation is, or you don't even know that you have a filter, you could be missing some real gems in life. I mean, real gems. I mean, that's just like pretty crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this amazing evening. I hope you'll like, love, and support my channel. Definitely comment below. And yes, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure, be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Spacey, space Morley, space serial entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, today, whatever hour you're watching this, to donate once or every month. And we'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities, to give you the most jaw-dropping, empowered content to keep you on your journey of success in life. I know that might sound a little bit crazy, but the truth of the matter is, when you understand that a filter could just be the only thing between you and success, you could change the filter or change the perception, you could start becoming an entirely new person and having a brand new start in life. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, and then we'll have one more night on Friday to wrap everything up about how to see the glass half full instead of half empty. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Take care.